side. Oh, fire! Hi, welcome to Renee Marie Stroke of Luck. I'm Renee Marie, and today is going to be an awesome show. We have a jammed pack with so much information and a wonderful special guest live on the show, Jennifer. She's a speech, what is she? She's a speech language pathologist, which is very difficult for me to say, but she's actually wonderful, and she's very professional, and she's got wonderful credentials, and she actually wrote in a book that was part of a what do you call it? A textbook. I'll get it. But she's wonderful. But before we go there, you know, today's theme, when I was praying and thinking about today's show, I always go through the process of really thinking about who's going to be on the show, and really the last minute we decide what's gonna be part of the show, because you know, last minute pieces that we need to touch base on. And the last week or 2 weeks has really been astounding for the foundation. I'm actually coming up with a newsletter for the foundation, just so everybody could really see in one place what we're doing. We always constant contact out Facebook, Twitter. As you could follow me on Twitter today, we're following in between sets and before the show on Renee Marie 777. But you know, today's theme for today's show is humbled, because there's so many reasons for us to be humble in our lives, and really the first thing is that we're here and we're healthy, and we grateful for that, for God. And so we're going to give a little bit of humble gratitude to a few individuals before Jennifer comes on, and we have a roundtable discussion with Jennifer. But before I begin that, I have to introduce my wonderful team here to my right-hand side. Say hi, Bobby and Judy. Everybody should know Bobby and Judy. There they are, the amazing BBW, who is my co-host and an astounding friend and confidant in life. That's what you are, a confidant. And Judy, who's another astounding, she's everything. Judy is, you know, what's your titles? The
Executive Director of Public Relations for the Foundation, for the Telethon, and I'm an executive booking agent.
Yeah, that's it. And Bobby's actually on our foundation as well. He's the vice president of the entertainment, right, the president of the entertainment world, and really he's on the board.
Entertainment committee.
Entertainment committee is on the board. So we're blessed, and you know, you can go to our website to see the you know, our who's on our board: Fulvio Cesare, Jean Parada, Kathy Walker's on our foundation board. Michelangelo is on our foundation board. How is Michael? Have you seen Michael?
I haven't heard from him.
I have to call Michael. Michael had a surgery. So he was on your show, though, after it. So he's okay. Yeah. We just have to touch base with him. So let's begin by giving thanks to a few of the people who really, you know, and please pardon us if we don't say thank you to everybody, because there's not enough time in the day to say thank you, and know that from the bottom of our heart we are grateful for, you know, you being a part of our telethon and our show, and just viewing us, and really it's humbling to me. I don't know about
yes, and our friends.
And our friends. It's humbling. It's humbling. So let's begin with Diane. Tell us, Judy, you could tell us a little bit about Diane and how, I know how it happened, and Darlene called me, but go ahead.
Well, I contacted Darlene from Stroke Life Society, and we met. We had breakfast, I believe, back then, and then we went on to Starbucks.
Yep, and she and her, we all connected.
We continued our conversation.
Yep.
And Darlene
And Bobby, you were there as well. You were there for Darlene. You met Darlene because I think
you met Darlene when we were at Starbucks.
When we were at Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Darlene mentioned to, I believe, you first, that they had a swim meet on Ocean. It's a surf and, I don't have the information in front of me, surf and...
Go ahead, and I'll find out what it is.
Surf club, beach club in Atlantic Beach.
Uh-huh.
And they have a meet every year where they compete with the swimming. And it's dedicated to Diane's husband, Tim. Who had a stroke. He was very healthy. He would run
marathons.
Yep. He was a corporate attorney. Yep. He was fantastic.
He didn't have anything wrong with him.
Nothing
he was
wrong
in
with
top physical shape, and you know, he was just
going
through life.
And I believe he was 53.
Yes.
He was in the health club, and he was riding a bike in the health club.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he had a stroke.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, he was gone.
So it's really very humbling and touching. And what humbles us is the fact that, you know, we were chosen to give the donations from the swim meet too.
Yes.
And we're really proud of that. We're really humbled that they found us to be legitimate, but really a worthy foundation that really is striving to make a difference in the lives
worthy benefactor.
Yeah, of stroke patients.
And they've been doing this for 10 years, and this was our year.
Yeah. Well, Darlene, when Diane had called Darlene to give her the donation, to make her notify her, Darlene told them that they were no longer working as a 501c3, I believe, and that that it would be better to give it to us. And Darlene thought of us right away because we met and we connected with Darlene, and so that's how that transpired. And I spoke to Diane on the phone, and she loved us, and she really, and I sent her all the documentation to prove that we were, and about our telethon, and about.
Do we have a photo of?
No. We'll show a photo. I don't think I have a photo. No, we don't have a photo of Darlene, but look, we'll show it next on the October 3rd show. I know you will not be available for that show, but we'll show it on that show.
That's right.
But you know, and the truth is that we connected, and we will continue to have an ongoing relationship with Darlene and Diane and everybody that we meet, you know, to really make a difference, because our motto is together.
Yeah.
You know, we're lifting our voices and making a difference in stroke and aphasia world around the globe.
Right.
And around the globe is because of Madhouse TV. Around the globe. So
Thank
we're
you, Madhouse TV.
So thank you so much, Diane. We're humbled for that. Let's talk about Darnell.
Yes.
Darnell. I think we have a photo. We have a photo of Darnell back in the studio. Nope, that's not Darnell. It's Bobby, me, Darnell, and they're wearing blue. That's it. Okay, that's Darnell, and I believe Judy was her friend's name?
Yes.
Judy was her friend's name, with me and Bobby, and that was when they were on the show. And once again, Sharon Bean, who's an angel. She's an angel.
Yeah.
Sharon Bean is an angel. She works for the American Stroke Association. Judy American Heart Stroke. Yes. Judy introduced us to her. I mean, if you follow it, our journey, it really is a journey about connecting with people around the world. So Sharon had recommended that we call Darnell. Judy called Darnell. Darnell was on the show. Darnell is an absolute angel. And it was funny that day because, you know, Darnell and I connected. We sang on the way home all the songs from A Star Is Born. And it's funny because we both knew it, so it was good.
And she had 4 strokes.
4 strokes. But the reason we're bringing Darnell up today is because Darnell is having a walkathon tomorrow for the American Stroke Association. And we really would appreciate if you go online. There we go, the American Stroke Association. If you go online and you support that cause. Because the truth is that it doesn't matter whether you give to us or the American Stroke Association or anybody in the world, but you need to be connected to something and give, because you will get back and it will be a great thing, you know.
That's true.
What is it called? Tithing? Tithing? Is it called tithing?
Tithing is when you...
Tithing, right? No, tithing is when you give from your
church.
Your church. But what do you call it when you...
Contributing?
No,
charitable.
I forget. I don't know. Okay. I have to think. That's an aphasia thing. Anyway.
We all got it.
No, I just can't think of it. But anyway, so go on to Darnell's. Go on to my Facebook page, and I have Darnell's. My Facebook page is Renee Marie Testa Adams, and you'll be able to see Darnell's information, and really support Darnell, because she's a wonderful angel. She's back from 3 strokes, just like Joe had 4 strokes. Joe had 9 strokes.
Whoa.
So, you know, like, we're really...
And we should say hello to Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. We miss you. I hope you're well. You're well. So that's really important. Go to Darnell's. You know, then I would like to... I'm humbled because a gentleman named Michael... Do you have information on Michael? No? I don't think you do.
Matthew?
I have. No, Michael.
No, Michael.
I have it. I hear it right here. Michael Savoy.
Oh, Savoy.
Savoy.
Michael Savoy.
Had called and had emailed me out of the blue. Thank you, Janine. That's Michael. Michael was scheduled to be a guest on the show today, but in the business world, you have to go, you know, and he's 24/7 with health care. So he wasn't able, and he was coming down from Connecticut, so we totally understand it. But we really wanted him to be a part of this show because he wrote me an email out of the blue. And this is such I can't think of the word. It's really an acknowledgement, that's the word I'm looking for, to us that we're making a difference in the world. Because Michael lives in Connecticut, and he saw on the internet the work we're doing and followed our Stroke of Luck TV show. So, and Michael emailed me this. Hi, Renee Marie. My name is Michael Savoy.
Yes.
And I own a healthcare agency in CT, Connecticut. Our parent company is located in Hackensack. I have been meaning to reach out to you. I'm very impressed by the work you have done and are doing. I was wondering if I can assist in any way. And the answer is yes.
Yes.
We're looking for one person around the country to represent us and get our word out. So if you want to, that's the way.
Michael.
You're it. Partner with you in some way. My best friend that ever walked on earth, my grandfather, suffered a massive stroke, and I saw what it did for him for 5 years. Please let me know if I can help out. I would appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. So that is really...
Yay!
Thank you, Michael. Thank you,
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you for...
Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team, Connecticut. Woo! Okay, we have Florida now. We have Connecticut. So we're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling. So, you know, we're humbled by that as well. Before Judy mentions something, I know Bobby and I would like to really give a moment of silence for Michael Adler. Right, Bobby? Michael Adler went to heaven 2 days ago. And he is one of the founders with his wife, who were the founders of the Adler's Aphasia Center in Maywood, New Jersey. And that really was a part of my journey to get where I am when I learned about aphasia. I was invited there to sing, and as a testimonial that you can come back from, you know, a stroke and aphasia. And Michael had a stroke many years ago. I don't know the details, but when he suffered a stroke, an astounding Franklin Lake businessman who was very successful, and all of a sudden had a stroke. And so his wife and him decided to begin this care center where people can go, and it's so humbling to walk in because it's like a safe environment, which we'll talk to Jennifer about in a few minutes, how important it is to have a safe environment to be able to go to when you're going through recovery, because our brains are traumatized and we have this fear in us that you can't understand. It's just a fear. So we'll talk about that in a little bit with Jennifer. So we want to really, you know, pay honor to Michael Adler, and we really wish his family the best. And, you know, if there's anything we could do, our condolences, and anything we could do to support the Adler's Aphasia Center. If you would like to donate to the Adler's Aphasia Center, just go to their website, Adler's Aphasia Center, and donate to them in honor of Michael, because that would be the best way to pay honor to him. You know, so, all right, so before we cut out and we go to our next segment with Jennifer, who's sitting over there patiently, I know Wayne Dyer is another one that just passed.
Yes.
And did you know Wayne? Did you know of Wayne?
I didn't know him, but I know of him.
You know him.
He's put out several books.
Yeah. You were, because you were in that world. I
was, yeah.
Yes. Well, you are. So before we go, Judy helped me write a little testimonial, a little memo about the honor, and we called it In God's Light, that I had of meeting Wayne Dyer. So go ahead, Judy.
And I have to say that the ideas are all Renee Marie's. And when she talks and when she writes, it's like word pictures. You visualize being there. In God's light. To a divine man. I remember attending Dr. Wayne W. Dwyer's lecture at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. I was so connected to his teachings at this particular lecture. They had a short intermission and shared that Dr. Wayne Dwyer would be personally meeting a selected few. We were asked to please form a line to the right of the stage. I know that God was guiding me, and that Dr. Wayne W. Dwyer never at that moment knew that we were going to connect. In my world, I almost felt like this event was prepared for me. I got up from my seat and was the first online. Wow! There were thousands of people attending, and I was blessed to have shared that space. A moment in time. We were instructed to stand back as we waited for his presence to greet us. I used the waiting line to prepare what I was going to say to an inspirational teacher. I humbly thanked him for his life's work. How grateful I am. But he stopped me for a moment and he asked, "What do you love to do? What are you doing?" I was so awed by his interest in me, I began to share my story about my stroke and said that I'm working on putting together a show. He was looking at me in the eyes, really placing full attention on me. It made me feel validated, like what I was saying had a real purpose. In those few minutes that we were in that space, he made me feel important. Did you ever see a movie where time freezes and only the main characters have the light shining down on them? This was the way that this moment felt. I could hear God saying, "Remember this moment." I asked Dr. Wayne W. Dwyer if he would sign the book that I just purchased. And he said, of course. He signed the book, and as he was returning it to me, he looked me in the eyes. I asked him, "Would you like to be invited to my show?" Without hesitation, he answered, "Yes. You put it together and invite me, and I'll be there. This certainly fueled me. I had the privilege of shaking hands with this divine spirit. Very fulfilling. I have a place in my heart for this God-given moment. Dr. Wayne W. Dwyer walked the walk and talked the talk, and he didn't even know me. I was just one of a million people who he crosses paths with. However, he made me feel like I could conquer all. Thank you so much, Dr. Wayne W. Dwyer. I know that we will be talking in the days to follow, as one of the gifts from my stroke is having a relationship with those who have already crossed over. Thank you for the following. Your calling, thank you for following your calling and sharing your wisdom and spreading your divine holy light. I know that you will definitely be attending the show as you look down from heaven and give me the guidance.
Woo. I had Judy say that because Judy has such a poetic.
And I didn't know I was going to say that till
lyrical. Thank you, Judy. We're going to take a quick break, but Judy, Janine, can you do me a favor while we're going to break? Could you show me the Adler's Aphasia Center logo? I didn't send you that. Sorry. The women that are walking and they have I Love My Heart. Do you have that one? That's from Darnell. If you don't worry about it. Nope. Okay, so we're going to go to break. It's my fault. I didn't send it to her. But we'll be right back with Jennifer.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin. Galaxy.
the candles are blown out after the last toast of the night. Cambridge paving stones with Armortech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have Armortech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new. Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV. You are the man.
Time to make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can say.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can say.
This is the middle one, right?
Hi, welcome back to Renee Marie's Stroke of Luck. We're on live. Anyway, so welcome back. We have a great show with a very, 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 very special guest, and I know you're going to be really impressed with who she is and what she does and her accomplishments in life. And we really, would like to hear a little bit about her relationship and how she handles aphasia patients, because we do support aphasia awareness and aphasia for those that suffer from aphasia, which comes from a stroke or brain injury. So this is Jennifer. How do you say your last name, Jennifer?
Napolitano.
Napolitano. Are you Italian?
Yes.
Napolitano. See, I could say that because I'm Italian. Napolitano. Now, if I can remember it, we'd be in good shape. Let's welcome Jennifer.
So you're my sister because I'm Italian too. I'm Sicilian.
Bobby changes. Bobby makes, he Italian, Cuban, Puerto Rican. He's whatever we want him to be.
I'm a chameleon.
Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you. We're really, really honored to have you as a guest today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about, yourself, so that we could set the groundwork.
Sure. I received my master's degree at Queens College in 1999, so I've been a speech-language pathologist for about 15 years. And in that time, I've had a lot of different work experiences. I started off working in a school with children, and then I realized that I really wanted to work with adults with traumatic brain injury, with aphasia.
Why did that? This is my question to you. Sorry to bother you. Sorry to interrupt, but no, this is an important question. Like, how do you get there? Like, what triggers in your brain? What happened in your life to get you to want to support traumatic brain injuries?
Right. I think I always wanted to work with adults, just because you can have a more one-on-one personal connection with an adult on a different level than you can with a child. And it's just a whole different ball of wax when you're working with rehabilitating someone, helping somebody regain things and skills that they've lost at one point for any reason or another. That just interested me.
So it wasn't that the kids drove you crazy, right? Because I've been in that situation, and they can.
Which is very true, because Judy and I visited Liz Giordano at the
Head Injury
Association in
Hauppauge.
Hauppauge?
Yes.
Is that how you say it? Hauppauge, Long Island. And she was sharing with us stories about the people that were there. And it is true that their lives change, So very interesting. So so you chose adults, and then what?
Right. So the first job I had with adults was at a nursing home in Glen Cove, and I worked there for a year. I really enjoyed working with the geriatric population, but I was by myself. I was the only SLP in an entire 200 and something bed facility.
Wow.
So
which is an SLP, is a speech language pathologist. What's pathologist? I mean, I don't.
Well,
so what's that mean?
Pathology in and of itself means the study of diseases. So, but what we work with is communication, the communication sciences and disorders. And that basically means what types of conditions, diseases would cause someone to have communication problems or challenges.
Right. Wow. Wow. So, okay, so you at this your first position, and what was your daily, like, what did you?
Over there, I did a lot of bedside treatment. I did a lot of swallow therapy, and I really liked working there, but I really wanted to be more part of a team.
Because you learn from each other.
I didn't want to be I didn't want to be the only therapist. Right. So that's what caused me to leave that position and start up with Transitions of Long Island, which is part of North Shore LIJ, which is where I've been for the last 13 years.
Wow.
And within my position at North Shore LIJ, I've been able to work a lot of different places within transitions. Right now I'm at the outpatient program. We used to have an inpatient program. We don't have that any longer, but I worked there for about 6 years. And I also had the opportunity to do some work at Southside Hospital and work in the ICU, work in the emergency room. So North Shore LIJ Health System and Transitions of Long Island have given me a lot of opportunities and different experiences within that one career, which is what I like so much about the field.
Right. So you said that you do swallowing. What is that? What is when you do swallow? What did you call it?
Right. So a lot of people who do have a stroke or a traumatic brain injury, in addition to their aphasia, they might also have swallowing problems. And a swallowing problem is called dysphagia. And so,
what's it called?
Dysphagia.
Dysphagia. Can you break that down for us? Is there a meaning behind that?
Sure. It just means a disorder of swallowing. And that can happen with any kind of stroke or traumatic brain injury. And that is a big part of what I do, working with clients to rehabilitate their swallow so that they're able to, eat the least restrictive, safe, and appropriate diet.
I just wanted to ask you a question. How do you determine after a stroke that a person cannot swallow? Because that happened to my dad.
Right.
He had a swallowing problem. They had to give him powdered or, what is the word?
Thickened liquids.
Food. And so how do you know, what is it that indicates that?
So there are a lot of different outward signs and symptoms that a person can have if they're having difficulty swallowing. So for example, it could be coughing, it could be a wet vocal quality, like a gurgly vocal quality. Sometimes it's even softer than that, and you really have to pay attention. It could just be something like eyes watering, nose running, things like that. Sometimes, which is interesting about dysphagia, is that it can be silent, meaning somebody can be having difficulty chewing and swallowing, they could be aspirating food and liquid into their lungs with no sign or symptom.
Wow.
So that's when you get some other objective testing measures involved.
But everything's connected. I mean, you know, everything's thrown off in your
Right.
body, which needs to kind of settle back down.
Right. All of the nerves and muscles can be affected.
Do you have to puree the food?
Yes.
Sometimes, for some clients, we do have to puree the food for their safety.
So normally they can eat regular food without puree.
Right. It really just depends upon the client. Every client is different. Every traumatic brain injury is different. Every stroke is different. So it really just depends upon the severity of the stroke and the location of the stroke.
And
Do
really,
they test it? I'm sorry to interrupt.
no, I was going to say that we go back to the fast, right? The sooner
the signs of stroke.
sign of a stroke, the sooner you can get medical attention,
Of course.
the less disability you will have.
Right, right.
Is there a way to test, Jennifer? Is there a way to test to see if you can swallow or not?
Yes, absolutely. There's many different objective tests that you can do. The main one that's kind of like the gold standard of the swallow objective assessment is called a modified barium swallow study, where the patient would go and sit in a radiology suite in a specialized chair, and basically all the food and liquid consistencies are mixed with barium. And then you watch on the screen where the foods and liquids are going as the person is chewing and swallowing.
Wow.
And it's literally showing you kind of like a moving video x-ray.
Wow.
You know, exactly.
How old is, when did that begin? Because that's pretty incredible.
Yes, I don't know when it started in the fields, but many, many years. It's been around for very, very long time. And a speech-language pathologist can look at that, and a radiologist can look at that and determine exactly what muscle groups are being affected in the swallow, and that really guides us in our treatment.
So we're talking about the swallowing. Now let's parlay that into aphasia.
Okay.
Does that have any relationship to why people can't communicate? What the issue is? I know that it starts in your brain. You know, that your brain can't think properly anymore because
can't process information.
Right. I mean, in terms of aphasia, that can definitely play into, of course, how a person is able to communicate, how they're feeling, what they're thinking, you know, what's going on with them medically. Aphasia is a language disorder, and there are many different types of aphasia. And there are, you know, like we said before, every stroke is different, every person is different. So no one person is like a textbook aphasia example. But aphasia can affect all the modalities of language. It can affect your listening comprehension, your reading comprehension, your verbal expression, and your written expression. Those are the four. Excuse me, sorry. Those are the four modalities of language. But it doesn't affect your intelligence. It has nothing to do with your intelligence.
What I was going to say was I remember being in therapy and looking at The Boy Ran and not being able to say it.
And you knew what it was, but you couldn't get it out clearly.
I just, you know, there's been times in my life, going back to my belief and the journey I've been on, I hear God say to me, remember these moments, because I could talk about them. I believe that it was more of an out-of-body, like kind of like me watching myself look at the words and struggling with them. And God saying to me, remember this, because this is really important for your journey. Because I really don't, I remember trying to and not being able to say it, and The Boy Ran is really a very simple phrase. It's a simple phrase. So
yeah, there's no question that you know it. You know it and you understand it, but it's because of the aphasia that you're mostly not able to express.
What does aphasia mean? Do you know what it means?
So aphasia.
I keep asking these tough questions.
So aphasia just means any language impairment. You know, any disorder of language that affects those modalities of language.
Is it possible to have aphasia and not have a stroke?
You can have aphasia from not having a stroke. There are all different causes of aphasia. Basically, it's any type of brain injury, anything that would affect your brain. So some people can get aphasia from a traumatic brain injury. Some people can get aphasia from, there's something called primary progressive aphasia, which is a type of aphasia that really is like an unknown cause as to why they have it, and unfortunately it's progressive.
I know a lot of people like that.
So there are many different reasons somebody can have aphasia, but I would say the most common is probably a stroke.
Wow.
And not everybody with stroke has aphasia.
Right, right.
So
but the interesting thing that I find, and because, you know, when people looked at me, I was in the mainstream. I worked, I did whatever, but there was something off, you know?
Right.
And nobody knew it. Nobody saw it.
Right.
But I knew, like when people were talking to me, once, especially when I got tired, I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't get it. Like, for reasons, they would just keep saying it. And honestly, one of the passions I have for this is because they would look at me like something was wrong with me. And honestly, there was something wrong with me, you know, but they didn't know what it was, and I didn't even know what it was. But now, as we were talking before, I use those principles to go back and say, you know, I'll get back to you, and, you know, and give myself the freedom to, you know, allow myself to do that. And that happens very, very rarely now, because only when I really get tired. But it's almost, you know, like my arm. My arm gets a little bit off when I'm tired. So it's just a way that I have, my new normal, as Oprah would say.
Right.
As Oprah would say, we're using Oprah's quotes.
And that's a big part of what I do, is just, you know, unfortunately, you know, I can't make someone's problems go away. I can't make their aphasia go away entirely, but a big part of what we do is just teach strategies to help them compensate and help them find their new normal, their new way of life. And again, your brain is healing. Your brain is recovering, so you are restoring, you are regaining the things that you lost from aphasia. Yes, it takes time, practice. You can't just come into therapy for 1/2 hour or 2.5 hours a week and think that I'm going to be able to cure you. You know, there is no cure for aphasia. You know, there is. I'm not the one that is fixing you or curing you. The people who do the best are the people that work with us, that work hard, that invest, that put in the time at home as well with the support of their families.
And in our world, we believe that the most important piece to recovery is love and support.
Yeah, it's very important. That's one of the biggest prognostic indicators, really, is someone having insight, if they have insight into their difficulties, and then if they have the support of their family.
But it's hard to get to that place of insight.
Yes, it is.
Because for the first few years, I didn't know. I knew I had a stroke, but I didn't know what was going on. I didn't.
It takes time. It takes time.
It takes time.
And really, as a therapist or as a speech therapist, what we all do is we're there to guide you. Like I said before, we can't fix you, but we can guide you through that process and hopefully help you develop the insight and develop the skills that you need to help along, you know, your body recovering, and then also the therapy on top of it as well.
It must be a great help to have somebody guide you, because, you know, doing it by yourself is probably a humongous problem.
Yeah.
Well, it must be very rewarding as well to see people, you know.
Yeah, it is very rewarding. I've had a lot of, you know, special patients over the years, special clients that we still keep in touch with, and it is very rewarding to see them, you know, returning to life, returning back to work, to school, and the things that they used to be able to do before. Maybe a little differently, but it's still, you know, returning to life and being successful members of society.
I'll never forget, I interviewed Mark McEwen. Mark McEwen had a stroke.
Okay.
And he when he was saying, he says, you know, your nurses and your speech pathologists and they become part of your family. They become part of your world because you're so grateful. We are so grateful to those that have helped us to get back to where we are. You know, it's astounding. That's why this show is called Humbled, because we're so humbled for individuals like you that really dedicate your lives to supporting us, because it really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. Janine, do we have to take a break? I don't hear her.
I think he's saying keep going.
Keep going? Okay, we'll keep going. Just don't forget we have to sing and we have to announce. Okay, so, you know, thank you. We're really humbled. Tell us a little bit about, tell us about the textbook. How did you get into that world and what did you do in the textbook? What's in the textbook?
Okay, the textbook was an opportunity that was presented to many of us at Transitions and throughout North Charlotte J by my boss at the time, Dr. Deborah Benson, and my current boss, Dr. Jean Elbaum, at Transitions. And basically they asked different people from all over the North Charlotte J health system to contribute a chapter to this textbook. So there's speech therapists in there, occupational therapists in there, physical therapists, there's all kinds of doctors in there, neuropsychologists, neurooptometrists, just every different discipline that could possibly deal with traumatic brain injury or acquired brain injury. And I think it was meant for, to be a textbook for neuropsychology students.
Wow.
And it's a great way to just learn the basics of working in the fields with acquired brain injury. It's really like an introductory textbook just to learn those basics. And what's great about it is there's a lot of case studies involved in the textbook as well. So we each contributed our little
So what
part
was
of the
yours
textbook.
about? Like, what did you say in it? What did you, you know, what was your goal?
My section of the textbook that I personally wrote involved the swallowing aspects, you know, what is dysphagia, what are the swallow issues that you can see, and then the treatments that were available at that time. And now, since I wrote the textbook, the field has grown so much more, and there's so many more treatments available for swallowing.
That's good.
And then the other aspect that I wrote was the augmentative communication section of the textbook, and that speaks directly to the aphasia piece, because a lot of people with aphasia, unfortunately, either temporarily or permanently, you know, the verbalization might not be an effective way for them to communicate. So sometimes we have to go about communication another way. So there's all kinds of ways to augment your communication, whether you're using words, pictures, whether you're using an actual electronic device on a tablet that
so I just saw that.
Is dedicated for people with aphasia.
And I saw like someone could use a computer and to text or whatever, and it's incredible.
Well, there's so many different augmentative or alternative communication devices out there now, but the one that we use most commonly for aphasia is called the Lingraphica, and it's made for people with aphasia. It's meant for people with aphasia. I don't have any affiliation with them whatsoever, but we use that a lot with our clients because it's really catered towards that population of aphasia, and we find it to be very useful and helpful with the right client that is able to understand and just needs a way to help them communicate, and they can't communicate verbally, so we use the iPad applications and dedicated device to help them communicate.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. So, you know, I don't know if did you ever hear of the Adler's Aphasia Center?
I do know of the Adler Aphasia Center. They came to Transitions once and gave us an in-service on what they do there, and it was just amazing to, you know, what's available there for people with aphasia. And
it really does enter in, when you walk in there, it really is a safe environment that you feel comfortable and loved to be able to grow and to transition back.
Unfortunately, I never went there, but just hearing about it seemed like
incredible.
An amazing
I recommend
place to work.
You go there because it really, is there any, I know that you will do your you know, when it's insurance and everything. But there's got to be a place for afterwards to go.
Right, and we have a lot of post-rehab recommendations for once the insurance is exhausted. And so one of them is the Stroke Life Society. We recommend a lot of our clients to Stroke Life Society, and I know one of the founders of it was at Transitions. Ben was at Transitions, yes. So I know Ben, and we recommend Stroke Life Society. There's other organizations as well that we recommend. A lot of times we recommend that the clients go for therapy at university clinics around the area. There's great university clinics in Nassau and Queens to continue therapy.
Jennifer, we'd love to continue this conversation. So we'd love to, I know you can't be attending the telethon because of your other commitments, but we'd love to have you back to continue this conversation.
We love to pick your brain.
Yeah, we love to pick your brain. It's just amazing.
I think you should be a regular part of this.
Yes. So honestly,
call.
So yeah, Judy will hook up with you. We'd love to. It's not too far for you to come, right?
It's pretty close.
Good.
Pretty close
so
by.
because we have to wrap up, we're gonna go to the stage. You're more than welcome, both of you, to come on. Okay, and so we'll be right back.
What do we do?
Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin. Galaxy.
You guys ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Renee Marie's Stroke of Luck. What an awesome show. Wasn't it good? Wasn't it awesome? Thank you, Jennifer. You were wonderful, and we're definitely going to have you back. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is Scott. Scott's Jennifer's boyfriend. Yay!
Hey, how are you?
And he drove her here, and we're really, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing her. And, of course, this is our friend Tommy Marr from
Renee.
that house. Woo! So I don't get yelled at when it's blurry? It's blurry? Well, shut the lights off.
Shut the lights off, Janine.
Shut the lights off. We're psychedelic right now. Oh.
Not those lights. Well, if that works.
Does it work? We can leave it off for 2 seconds. Does it work, Janine? No?
Janine,
well,
shut the strobe lights off.
We really wanted to make it psychedelic to make the announcement about the 2016 telethon. Woo! All right, here we go. Here we go. First of all, I know you know this, but we're so honored and privileged to once again, for Madhouse TV, to host our 2016 telethon. Let's hear from Madhouse TV. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you to Tom.
It's a privilege.
Vicky, Janine in the back room, who is always in the back room, but really in the forefront.
Do you know, we just did a blues festival this weekend in Connecticut, and I mean, actually, when we did the Woodstock reunion, someone gave her the name Behind the Scenes Janine.
Behind the scenes, important, Janine.
You got that right.
She's important. She really plays. I remember last year with our telethon, her and I on Saturday.
She's the brains.
We made sure everything was, and Vicky and Tom, and of course Tommy. You guys are wonderful. We're honored to have the telethon hosted on Madhouse TV once again because it goes world renowned. And on our October 3rd show, we're going to start releasing names of the guests we'll have on there. And Tommy's working on a really important guest.
Oh yeah, these guys, I'm telling you, they're out of Detroit. The best band I've probably seen in 20 years, and I've seen them all. You know that.
And they can see it on your show.
And they can go back in my archives from the Maverick Soul Hour and Tommy Marr. And the name of the band was The Mugs. And the keyboard player, which used to be the bass player, had a stroke at 28, a massive stroke. And these other two cats waited for him until he got healthy. And he came back, and he's playing bass on the keyboards. Wow. You got to see this guy, and he wants to so much be a part of your telethon.
You're a part of it. What's his name? Mike Muggs?
Mike Muggs. On Facebook, he's Mike Muggs.
Mike Muggs. Mike Muggs.
Okay, and we have Jennifer here just in case, you know, he needs a...
Any speech pathologist.
There you go.
We'll
You're a great guy. Great guy.
Hook you guys up. Okay, so... Thank you. And, you know, for the rest of the year, we're going to be really pushing and promoting, and everybody is going to be a part of it. Now we're going to release who is the beneficiaries for our telethon. Of course, it'll be a third of the proceeds will go to Renee Marie's Language of Love Foundation, which is a 501c3, and we're really honored and privileged to have begun that. Judy, give us one of the names.
The American Stroke Association.
Say it again so that everybody can.
The
American Stroke Association. Yes, they have been phenomenal. I really have been so humbled with the way they've handled themselves and really hooked up with us and really are supporting our vision. So the American Stroke Association is going to be on. And then we have the
Head Injury Association in Hauppauge.
The Head Injury Association, and Liz Giordano was a guest on our show with Matt Gomez on the phone, and they're going to be a part of it, and Liz Giordano is astounding. So we're going to visit her, and we're going to have her on the show so that she could do a little blurb for our telethon. But we're so happy to start the process again. So anyway, I'm really excited about it.
We all are. We all are.
Okay.
Save some lives.
Save some lives. Save some lives. Once again, thank you to Tommy. Woo!
Thank you
to Madhouse.
And don't forget Bobby Love.
Bobby Love music. He is
Bobby Boo.
Bobby Love music. Yes, Bobby's going to have, I think I'm going to have a special.
He believes in magic, you know.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Baby Love Music, Bobby Baby Walker.
You're very welcome.
He's the man.
Okay, Janine,
let's rock and roll, because we always roll out with music, because music is language of love. Let's go, everyone. You don't need to know the song, because by the end of it, you'll know the refrain. No, I need it. Well, I can just sit around making music all day long. As long as I'm making my music, I can't do nobody wrong. And who knows, maybe someday I'll come up with a song that makes people want to stop the fussing and fighting just long enough to sing along. Let's go. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Janine, you can come out. Music is love, and music, if you know what I mean. And people who believe in music are the happiest people I've ever seen. So clap your hands, stomp your feet, and shake your tambourine. Lift your voices to the sky. God loves it when you sing. Let's go. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Let's go one more time. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Let's go. Here we go. Music is a universal language, and love is the key to find brotherhood, peace, and understanding, and living in harmony. So clap your hands, stomp your feet, and shake your tambourine. Lift your voices to the sky. God loves it when you sing. Let's go! I believe in music. Lord knows that I believe in love. Take it away, Tommy. Let's go. I believe in music. Lord knows that. Take it away, Bobby and Judy. Let's go. Let's go. I believe in music. Yes, it does now. I believe in love. Yes, 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 it does. I believe in music. I believe now. I believe in love. Let's go, Judy. God bless everybody. Have a stroke of life. Let's blow our kisses. Let's go.